Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 405 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I hope you're having an awesome day or night or whenever you're listening. I hope that you're having a good one. And if you're not, I hope that this episode helps you feel better. I mean, we all want to feel good, right? I know I do. The other day, my day started out beautifully. I was feeling so good. I got up early. I did my morning routine of journaling and meditating, and I listened to something positive to get my head in the right direction for the day. And then my husband, Eric, woke up. Okay, I know that sounds like I'm about to throw him under the bus, but to be fair, I talk about him a lot, and I do think he comes off to you guys as perfect, but he's not. Not 100% of the time anyway. He is most of the time. But today, that Monday, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe we should shake it off and go on a walk together because it's beautiful and sunny. It's lovely outside. So I asked him if he wanted to go for a walk with me. And he kind of grumbling, he's like, all right. So he came with me. Well, we made it to the end of our cove, which is not very far. Before I was like, okay, I've had it with his grumpiness. And he'd kind of had it with me too. So he decides he's turning around. He is not going on a walk with me. So I had a decision. I was irritated. Was I going to bail on my walk too? Now, I knew in my heart I would feel better and it would be best for both of us if we just got a little breather. So I decided I would go on my walk anyway. One good decision so far. While I'm on my walk, he leaves for work early, to which I'm not going to lie, I was kind of happy. I'm just being honest here. He didn't want to be around me and I didn't want to be around him at the time either. So it's a Monday morning and my walk is done. Now, I do feel a little better, but I'm not in the mood really to go to the gym and work out with Kevin because that's a really strenuous workout. But you know what? A strenuous workout may be just exactly what I need, even though I know I don't want to do it. I do know that I will feel better. And Kevin always makes me see things in a different light too. So I decide I'm going to go ahead and go and do my workout. Second good decision. Kevin and I had a great workout and a great mental coaching session too. My entire mindset had changed by the time I was done working out with Kevin. Now, I had a client meeting at 12 and I had to decide if I was going to keep my routine of sauna and cold shower, or I was just going to go from the gym to my meeting and skip the sauna and cold shower. So I was on a roll and I knew I really would feel like $1 million after, because I hang out with Lena in the sauna and then I usually follow that up with a cold shower, which wakes me up and gets me going and makes me feel amazing. So I decided I'm going to stick to that routine too. I'm on a roll. Why not? So third good decision. By the time I got to my design appointment, I felt so good and so amazing again. And I was definitely on point. You see, it's so easy when you're mad to just throw all your good habits out the window. But where's the logic in that? I mean, you're taking a bad day and you're making it worse. You're basically piling on yourself. I didn't feel like doing any of my good habits because I was so irritated at Eric for ruining my day. But honestly, would it have been Eric's fault if I opted out of my walk? Would it have been Eric's fault if I skipped the gym and opted to just sulk in the tub and go straight to my design appointment in that state? Now, some of you might be thinking, well, kind of. He was grumpy after all. And I love you for that because it feels so good to blame someone else or to hear a well-meaning friend say, well, you were justified or it was his fault. It does feel good and God love him. But that is taking the power of your situation directly out of your hands and plopping it in the hands of someone else who, by the way, is grumpy. But think about it. He had already left for work. Like, how could I blame him if I chose to change my routine because now I'm grumpy and getting grumpier as the day goes by because of my choices? Because I chose not to do the things I knew would make me feel tons better. Do you know how good it felt to follow through on my routine even though I didn't feel like it? It felt really empowering. I felt like I had my own back, I mean, it is so empowering to not allow a bad moment to become a bad day or a bad day to turn into a bad week. And someone else's bad day doesn't have to turn into your bad day either. Even though a lot of times it does affect you, it doesn't have to derail you. That's your choice. And we get to decide how our day goes when we take full responsibility for our mood. Now, this doesn't apply when you're actually sick. That's when you really need to rest. I mean, that's a good time to skip the gym. It's it's very, very hard for your body to repair when it's sick when you're working out. Give it time to repair, because guess what? You're a lot of times making it worse when you don't take care of yourself when you're sick. But we have things so backwards, I think. We're on the struggle bus, and our brain will often give us bad advice. Like, you don't feel like it, don't do it. You're in a bad mood, just reward yourself by, skipping the gym. These are things that our brain gives out to us. I mean, sometimes we'll tell ourselves, oh, it's been a bad day, so I deserve this bottle of wine. I'm just going to wash it all away. Now, is that going to make you feel better? Okay, maybe for a minute, but how about in the morning? I read once that drinking alcohol to feel better today is borrowing from tomorrow's happiness. I mean, that couldn't be more true. That's one of the biggest things I think people do, and I've been guilty of it too. You have a stressful day, so you head for the alcohol, which makes you feel better for the moment, but tomorrow, not so much. Now your bad day has turned into 2 bad days. And I don't know about you, but how are your choices when you're hungover? Do you feel like going to the gym? Do you feel like wanting super healthy food? No and no. Ask me how I know. And look, I do drink, but I have cut it so far back that I may at some point not drink at all. I'm not there yet, but I can see it as a possibility now. Whereas before, there was no way I would ever say that. Every choice we make is ours. It's ours and ours alone. We own it. And those choices affect the next choice that we make. It's a snowball effect. You know it, I know it. And seriously, life is supposed to feel good. If you're not feeling good, if you're not finding joy, it isn't someone else's fault. It's yours. And the sooner that you accept that, the sooner you have the power to change it. I changed my own mood the other day. I couldn't change Eric's. He has to do that for himself. I tried, but the more I tried to change his, the more irritated he got. That's how it works, right? Now, my changing my mood and turning my day around, it did have a pretty big effect on him, but only because he was willing to see it and let it. Not because I was trying for that to happen. See, he's pretty in touch with his moods and choices as well, so it didn't take long for me to get a text apologizing for being grumpy that morning. Now, that did make me happy, but I didn't need that to change my day because I was already changing it on my own. Being able to influence external circumstances, that's powerful, sure. But when you can influence your internal world, that's when you have true peace. My challenge to you today is, if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or maybe your spouse does, watch closely the decisions you make because of it. Are those decisions making things worse, or are they making them better? It is completely within your power either way. But I challenge you to check yourself and decide, I'm not making this bad day any worse. Share this with 3 people who ever have bad days. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.